The idea of using a robotic lawnmower has always seemed like such a lazy thing to do. But when you have allergies like I do, then this is not such a bad idea. So I have no issues doing some hard work, mowing my yard, trimming bushes, and all kinds of stuff like that. The problem is my allergies are just insanely bad. See, I wasn't born here, right? I was actually born in Nigeria and I moved here as a teenager. But before I had a chance for my body to get acclimated to Virginia, after high school, the military sent me to the West Coast, and I served there for 5 years. And when I came back to Virginia, after I started living back here, and in my 30s, I think when I turned 30 or 31 or something like that, my allergies became really, really bad. I did a test. I went to see an allergy doctor, and I had really bad reactions to pollen, grass, and a whole bunch of outdoor things. I take two different allergy medicine. I have a nozzle spray that I take and eye drops. In fact, I'm starting to see the comments in my videos, people asking me why my eyes are so red. It's because of allergies. But anyways, so I decided to, and since I have a decently sized backyard, I decided to give one of these things a shot because I've been seeing videos of them, but I've never actually tried one. And I always thought to myself, I don't know if these things can actually cut my yard. I don't know if they were powerful enough. Well, I looked into which options I could get, and I found this one right here. I went on YouTube to see if I can find a video specifically on this. There were only two videos. Everything else was in German or just some other language. And I was so skeptical. I wasn't sure if I should get it, if it was a good choice or not. The only two videos that I saw were also sponsored, so I didn't know if it was legit or not. But anyways, I decided to pull the trigger and give it a shot. And boy, I am so glad I did. This is not a paid video. This is not a sponsored. I paid for this with my own money, just mainly because I needed help with my yard. I still have to do the front because this thing does not go around my fence, but it does the side of my house and it does my backyard, and it does it very, very well. I am thoroughly impressed by this robot vacuum. Robot lawnmower. You can see it doing its thing over here. It just it works so well. I've had this robot lawnmower now for just over a month, and I am very, very impressed. And I figured I should show you guys this thing because if you struggle with allergies, or you have a decently sized backyard that you just need help with mowing, or maybe you just don't have the time, or maybe you're a bit handicapped, this thing right here is just an incredible device. And of all the options, I call it the best because of a few different options or features that it has. It has the ability to map your house using a boundary wire and some sensors. It will map your house and trim all the surroundings, all the grass, and keep it low. So this is my yard right now. This is my neighbors, but we're very cool. And it kept my yard pretty low since I've had it. I haven't had to mow the back of my house at all. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some of the features, do some screen recordings, and just show you guys the what makes this robot lawnmower specifically the choice for you if this is something that you're looking for, or if this is something that you've never even thought about. I think that this is one of those things that I feel like, man, I really should have got this years ago. It's just like a 3D printer where I bought one and I'm just like, wow, why didn't I think about this? But yeah, just look at my yard. I don't know if it translates well in the video, but the mower is what's been doing my yard. I haven't touched this yard in over a month. And look at this. It has this pattern that's been showing. It has different patterns that you can show. You can do vertical, perpendicular, or cross. What I found is the cross takes a whole lot longer, but it does a very good job. The perpendicular and vertical is much faster, but you might have every now and then you might have certain spots that miss. Like today, it missed no spots at all, but sometimes there might be a little spots that it miss when it does the perpendicular or vertical. But for the most part, it works extremely well. I mean, look at just how well it kept my grass. I'm very, very impressed. Like it does this side of my house, it does the backyard, and then it does the other side as well. The boundary wire that it came in, I used it all up because my backyard is decently big. This is where I place the charger. But I'm gonna do another video and talk more about this. So in order for the mower to mow every part of my backyard, I had to run the wires, the boundary wires in the ground and on the concrete, and the mower essentially drives over it with absolutely no problem, and it goes all the way over there, and then it comes back around the edges. You can see here, and it goes just like that, and it goes around the corners. Another reason why I say this is such a really good option is because the motor, right, has the ability to go up or down. So what that means is for places like this, right, where I have the boundary wire exposed and there isn't a grass covering this, or for this section where it has to drive, the motor actually automatically goes up whenever it feels like, whenever it detects that there isn't any grass, the motor would automatically go up, and it will prevent it from cutting this boundary wire or damaging the blades. So it's very smart in the fact that it does that. I mean, I have not seen a lawnmower on Amazon or online that is this cheap but packed with that many features. And also, this is the length of grass that I chose to cut, but it can go lower than this. So on my app, I have it set to 60 millimeter, but it can go as low as 30 millimeters. Something else that I noticed it does is whenever it gets done mowing the grass, it would go over the boundary wire and mow everything along that line. So once again, you need to follow the instructions which says to leave some space for it, because my initial thought process was I needed to move it as close as possible to the boundaries, that way I can do less trimming. But I found that once again that the mower literally will go over the boundary and trim everything along the boundary lines. So once again, it is crucial that you follow the instructions that it gives you. Over here I have you can see the boundary wires over here, right? The mower will literally drive over here and here and mow everything along these lines. It won't just mow everything on the side of the boundary wire, it will mow everything above the boundary wire. So I have not had to trim also the edges because the mower actually goes over and trims everything. The only thing I would have to do is every now and then I would have to try and keep this line, straight as much as possible. But for the most part, the mower itself keeps all the grass along this line leveled, that to the point where I don't have to do anything, and it goes all the way over there next to my truck and back. Yeah, just so impressed, and I think you should get one if you want one of these. I mean, if you've been thinking about it, this is the mower to get. Not the $800 ones, not the $1,000 ones. This one is much cheaper. It maps your yard and it does the job using GPS and some, I don't know how it works, but it works really well. It can track itself. The one thing I would wish the robot has will be for me to be able to do sections. So instead of having to mow my entire backyard every time, I wanted to be able to do a predefined section. It has something called a spot mowing, but spot mowing does not have the ability to do precision. It just does circle and makes a specific distance. I want to be able to like, hey, I want to just mow this side alone or just mow that back part. But if unfortunately it doesn't have that, the good thing is it does over the air updates, so maybe that is something that they can come out with in the future. When it comes to obstacle avoidance, it is a bit aggressive, but for the most part it does have one, and it will simply go around whatever it is that it hits, and it will keep on mowing like nothing happened. The great thing is this thing is not vision based, so it can pretty much work at night or in the dark, and pretty much just work it 24/7, but I like to work it during the daytime. This thing can also work in the rain, but it is not recommended to mow your grass when it's wet. But if you want to, it does work, and it does have a rain sensor as well.